got hit with a couple of different things. I got sick like through my stomach twice. I think it was because I was having a little bit of unpasteurized dairy. I don't do dairy particularly well in general, but I'm usually okay if I just have a little bit. But I think the dairy down here is unpasteurized, and that's maybe what got to me. I mean, that's just my best guess. I don't know for sure. Um, so, anyways, had like a couple days where I basically wasn't holding any food into my body for about like 4 or 5 days. Definitely dropped some weight as a result of that, which in my case is not a good thing. Looking to put on some weight versus lose some weight. Um, and then I felt good for like a day, and then you guys can probably hear this. You can tell I got a little candy in my mouth, and I've been gonna sniffle all through this thing, unfortunately for you guys. But yeah, had a bit of a. I was good for a day, and then got a cold like immediately after that for a couple days. So I'm just on the very tail end of that. Um, so I for sure feel like what I had planned and what I thought January was gonna look like is certainly not been what it's been so far. But then with it being like end of January, end of that first month of the new year, I kind of like reflecting back on the month. I'm like, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. I still know where my goal is in the end, and I just have to adjust like the training period a little bit to that. Um, and as long as I'm still tracking towards goals that I want, it does. I don't have to hit all those milestones right on the nose. Um, it's just like you want to track in a direction and realize that like life's going to come up. We have to be flexible and adaptable to that. So if you guys are, it doesn't matter if you're 1 week into your program, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever it is. If you feel sometimes like going through that program, you'll have ups and downs, a little bit of like, hey, I feel like I should be further ahead. Oh, I'm doing really good. So on those times where you're feeling like a little bit behind where you would like to see yourself, I want you guys to also think a little bit about like what else has happened in my life outside of just this program, like my training, my nutrition, those kind of things. Have you gotten sick? Did you go to Mexico over Christmas? Did you travel to see family over Christmas? Did they come to see you? Did your kid get really sick? Did you have unexpected expenses come up? Those kind of things. There's lots of stuff in life that will sat on us a bunch, or a bit. Sorry. Did you have injuries? Those kind of things. It's like sometimes those life comes up and we realize like the pace that we thought we were going to get to our goal is slightly off. So think about driving down the highway and you think I'm going to leave town at this time and arrive in wherever I need to go at time X, and it's like that's just roughly, you know, the distance you need to cover and you know roughly how long it should take, but there may be construction here, and then here the road really opens up and it's straight and it's wide open and you can go a little bit faster, those kind of things. So it's like, you know, that distance, you know roughly how much time it's going to take, but you don't drive at 100 kilometers an hour the entire way on that drive necessarily, right? Like there might be some tight, windy corners where you have to slow down a bit and then you get that nice open area after that. So that's kind of where I'm feeling with the start of the new year and being sick a little bit. So I'm a little bit behind my training goals, but that's totally fine. I'll just get on top of it. And if you're feeling that same way, just kind of relate to this and realize like, hey, you know what? I'm still tracking in the right direction. And in the end, that's what matters, is where are we a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road? If we're tracking in the right direction, we're going to be where we want to be versus getting so caught up on like week 1, week 5, 3 months in, 2 months in, those kind of things. Just worry that you're tracking in the right direction.